Most people open a financial app expecting a simple balance update, only to be met with a wall of numbers, charts, and vague alerts that leave them asking one fundamental question: what does any of this actually mean for my bank account this week? That gap between having access to financial data and actually understanding how to use it is where most budgeting tools fall short. When you log into Credit Genie, the platform doesn't just show you static account balances or a standard list of recent transactions. It runs an automated analysis of your linked checking accounts to evaluate cash flow patterns, recurring liabilities, and impending risk factors. At its core, the Insights feature acts as a diagnostic tool designed to translate raw banking data into proactive financial intelligence. To understand how this feature works, you first have to look at the primary problem it targets: financial opacity. Traditional banking interfaces are historically reactive. They show you what you spent yesterday, but they rarely warn you about what is scheduled to hit your account tomorrow or next Friday. This creates a constant underlying fear for many consumers: the anxiety of the surprise charge, the hidden subscription price hike, or the unexpected overdraft fee. When you don't have clear sightlines on your rolling balance, managing money becomes a constant guessing game. You might think you have $200 of spendable cash, only to forget that a gym membership, a streaming service, and an utility bill are all auto-debiting over the next 48 hours. The Credit Genie Insights system directly addresses this friction point by shifting from a historical reporting model to a predictive analysis model. Once you connect your primary checking account using secure, bank-level encryption, the app's algorithms scan your transaction history. It identifies repeating patterns like paydays, rent, utility payments, and small recurring charges, and maps them against your current balance. Instead of just telling you that you spent $40 on dining out, the Insights feature categorizes your cash flow into specific, actionable buckets. It flags high-velocity spending, detects price changes in recurring subscriptions, and projects your upcoming liquidity. One of the key functions within these insights is early overdraft detection. Banking overdraft fees remain one of the most punitive costs in consumer finance. A single account shortfall can set off a chain reaction of $35 penalties, compounding an already tight financial situation. The Insights engine monitors your projected balance against scheduled debits. If it calculates that your account will dip into the negative before your next pay date, it triggers a real-time warning. This gives you a critical head start to adjust spending, move funds, or make alternative arrangements before the penalty hits. Another major component of the Insight system is subscription tracking. Modern subscription models are designed around passive auto-renewals, making it easy to lose track of recurring digital services, gym memberships, or free trials that converted into paid plans. Credit Genie identifies these recurring merchant codes and isolates them into a dedicated view. The app highlights subtle cost increases, like when a monthly service quietly bumps its rate by $2, allowing you to audit your monthly commitments and trim unnecessary expenses without having to comb through months of bank statements line by line. Beyond subscription tracking and overdraft warnings, the feature plays a central role in how Credit Genie evaluates eligibility for its optional cash boost service. Unlike traditional lenders that rely exclusively on legacy credit scores, Credit Genie uses its real-time cash flow insights to assess financial stability. By looking at direct deposit regularity, average balance maintenance, and income-to-expense ratios, the platform determines whether a user qualifies for a short-term liquidity advance without requiring a hard credit check. The Insight engine essentially acts as the risk engine, using your real banking behavior rather than a static credit rating. However, to get actual value out of these insights, you have to know how to interpret and act on the data provided. A tool is only useful if it leads to better decision-making. Your first actionable step when using Credit Genie's insights is to complete an initial subscription and recurring charge audit. When you first link your account, review the app's compiled list of recurring debits. Flag any service you no longer actively use or any charge that has increased without your knowledge. Canceling even 2 unneeded $10 subscriptions reclaims $240 in annual cash flow with zero impact on your lifestyle. Second, pay close attention to the app's cash flow prediction models. Use the Insight dashboard to establish your true baseline balance. the minimum threshold your checking account needs to maintain to safely absorb all upcoming automated debits prior to your next pay date. Treat this threshold as your functional zero. If your projected balance approaches that line, treat it as an immediate trigger to halt non-essential spending until your next income deposit clears. Third, use the Insights feed to evaluate your broader financial trajectory. Look at month-over-month category trends rather than daily fluctuations. If the algorithm alerts you to a creeping increase in discretionary spending categories, adjust your daily budget limits before those patterns become permanent habits. Ultimately, financial apps should not just be passive ledger books, they should function as active navigational tools. The Credit Genie Insights feature is structured to eliminate financial guesswork, give you early warnings on liquidity risks, and help you keep more of your hard-earned money in your account where it belongs.